The first of the finals here on day 4 is the women's discus. 1 kilogram discus. The world leader is Dania Caballero at 70 meters 65. She did that in June, Cuba. But also over 70 meters this year is Sandra Perkovic. There's the lineup. We are getting led off by Shanice Kraft, the European under-23 champion, and the US champion, Gia Lewis-Smallwood, and then Caballero throwing 4th in the list, and Sandra Perkovic, the last to throw. 6 rounds, top 8 going on to have the 6, and eliminating 4 at the halfway stage. There they are, they'll be introduced to the crowd and to us. So we start then with Shanice Kraft. She's been picking up lots of medals at junior level. And 3rd in the German championships this year, such is the standard that they have, having won the European under-23 title in Tallinn. Then Gia Lewis-Smallwood, who's the North American record holder at 69 meters 17, US champion. Next to her, Natalia Semenova from Ukraine, former European junior champion a long time ago, 14 years ago, but also twice a world championship finalist. And we have Dania Caballero, the Pan American Games champion and newly a 70-meter thrower, 70-65 to head the world list. This is her 3rd world final, 9th and 8th before. She'll be hoping to go a lot better this time. Lina Robert-Michon, the reigning champion, 2nd rather to Perkovic, I should say, champion, silver medalist, and a very experienced competitor. This is her 5th world final. Then we have Yemi Perez, who was the world junior champion 5 years ago, and again was a finalist here 2 years ago. Here, I mean the World Championships. Nadine Müller, the most experienced of the German competitors. She got a silver in the Worlds back in 2011, and again has made 2 more previous finals. Su Shan Yui of China, the roar goes for her. Twice the Asian champion, including this year. Julia Fischer, German champion this year, partner of Robert Harting, who unfortunately is not recovered from injury enough to try and retain his title in the men's discus. Whitney Ashley, who was 2nd in the US championships, while at San Diego State University she was the NCAA champion. Another who also competed in 2013 is Danny Samuels, the Australian, former world champion, Commonwealth champion, won the world title in 2009 and actually slipped to 10th the next 2 editions. We're hoping to move back up the standings. And Sandra Perkovic, who's been the world #1, she won the Olympic title in 2012, followed that with the world title the year after that, consistently ranked as the world's best with some long unbeaten runs. I think she only lost 4 times in the last 4 years. First round of the discus. Here's the world leader, Dania Caballero of Cuba. Oh, good speed, good control. Oh, she falls over, but she's got it released well, and it's very close to 70 meters. Well, that certainly throws down a marker for everybody else, including the defending champion, Sandra Perkovic. A terrific throw. The fact that she fell over, she stayed within the circle, which is all important. That didn't matter because that release was all right. Rarely do you see an athlete fall over and yet record a throw such as this. Tremendous start to the discus. Well, it's going to be hard for anyone to match that. No wonder they're happy. 69-28, what a start. Now in the discus, here's Nadine Müller. After Caballero's 69-28, the next best is Shanice Kraft at 61-80. So let's see what Müller can produce. Oh, that's a strong throw indeed. It's over 65 meters. Takes Müller into 2nd place. And pretty close to her season's best, which is 65 meters 72. tall and strong, and well, that's takes her into the medal contention. All right, no problem about that. So that's an excellent start for her. 65.53, second to Caballero. Immediately followed into the ring by her compatriot, Julia Fischer. Should say that Su of China has also done 62.90. That's now third. Or rather was, because that's better by Fischer, maintaining the challenge that we certainly expected from her. She's having a very good season indeed. Yep, that's 63 meters 88 there for Fischer. So that's third. So that's the situation earlier in this first round. Perez, who opened with a no throw, as indeed did Sandra Perkovic as well, incidentally. This is in the second round. And that's a throw which will take her up into the leading places, not in the top three though. No change earlier than that in the leading positions. Caballero has already been in the second round, but 63.83 on that occasion. So Perez here about 62.5. We'll get confirmation of that very shortly. Yeah, that's up into fifth then, 62.63. Now this is Perkovic coming into this circle in the end of the second round. No other major changes. Danny Samuels has also had a 62.90 though, so she's moved up in the standings. But Perkovic now, like Caballero, a 70-meter thrower this year. It's going over a little to the left, but it's okay. It's still in the sector, but only just in the sector. So just hooking it around a little bit, but nonetheless, that's over 65. Now, we saw, of course, a 65-meter throw from Müller, 65.53. This must be close to it. Taking Perkovic into one of those top three positions. A bit of relief there that it lands within the sector, 65.35. So she's got now a good solid start, which is so important. Danny Samuels then into the discus circle, former world champion. 62.90 so far. Will you join us in this third round of the competition? No further changes to those that we've already seen. That's a little better, I think, for Samuels. Now we've got three women over 65 meters, so she's not going to better that, but she might just move up a place here. Fischer is in fourth at 63.88. And yeah, fifth place now for Samuels, 63.08. Now this is Perez in round 4 of the discus. So no change from what I've previously seen. This looks a better throw from the Cuban, yes, but it's just short of 65, so that will take her into fourth place. She's in seventh coming into the fourth round at the halfway stage. And Fischer, 63.88, was ahead. This is a further improvement. Some of the athletes just gradually improving throughout the competition, but nothing to challenge that opening throw by Caballero of 69.28. Perez now fourth, 64.60. Also back to the discus, and this is Perkovic. Well, she's lying third, 65.35, behind Müller's 65.53. And Caballero way out ahead at 69.28. So the favourite, almost unbeatable over the last few seasons in the discus. But she's got to find quite a lot more if she's going to win yet again. Perkovic, fourth round, high into the night sky there. And just over 65 meters again, not hooked round quite as much threatening to be outside the sector, but not much difference in distance. So is it enough to go past Müller, 65.53? Look again, across there, nice solid base. But, you know, this is 4 meters behind Caballero. Yeah, well, it's 2 centimeter improvement, but she remains in 3rd place, 65.37. We're into the final round, and Perez has had a couple of throws over 64. Also in the previous round, Caballero had 66.55, still leads, but that's the 2nd best of the day. And, oh, that's over 65 now. This could challenge for medals, because behind Caballero we've got Müller in 2nd place, and her throw 65.53, and then Perkovic 65.37. So, has Perez got amongst those? Looks like it from here so far. She thinks so. $65.46. She's up into 3rd place. And that means that Perkovic, the favourite, is only 4th with 1 throw to go. Perez throwing earlier because she was only in 7th place after the first 3 throws. We've just had Dani Samuels finishing. She had a best of 63.14. She's 6th. Now here's Fischer, who's lying 5th at 63.88. We've got Fischer, Perkovic, Müller and Caballero in that order to finish the competition. Julia Fischer, just 1 decent throw so far. 63.88 for the German, who's got a best of 66.46. Just has to prepare again. So away it goes, but well, it's a decent throw. It might even be an improvement, but it's not going to be a medal for Julia Fischer. So there it is. It's not quite the best. In fact, 63.19. So Fischer will be 5th at 63.88. But now we come to the climax of the discus. We've just seen the last throw during that race by Nadine Müller. No improvement for her. So Müller is in 3rd place at 65.53. That at least has to be a target for Sandra Perkovic, a 70-meter thrower, the world's #1 for several years. Her last chance in the discus, way behind Caballero of Cuba. Into that practiced rhythm, out it goes. Just how far? Oh, it's enough to take her up into the silver medal spot. So that's a good clutch performance, but it does not mean gold for Perkovic. However, she has moved from 4th to 2nd with the last throw for her in the competition. She's pretty relieved by that, as well she might be. Well, it's still 2 meters adrift of the Cuban, but it's a very fine performance, and it's a good competitive effort in coming from behind there, using her experience and keeping cool. And this is 67.39, the silver medal for Sandra Perkovic of Croatia. Doesn't retain her title, but she's done well. Well, Müller taking her last effort. Of course, she was just ahead at the halfway stage. But no improvement. So it'll be a bronze for Nadine Müller with her opening throw of 65 meters 53. So the Germans ending up finishing 3rd Müller, 5th Fischer, 7th Kraft. There's the card for Nadine Müller, the bronze medalist. Müller, after 6th and 4th in the previous edition of the championships, at last gets a medal. And the gold goes to this woman. Let's just see what she can do at the end. She's really been the class of the competition. 3 throws already over 65 metres, topped with that massive opener of 69.28. Good speed. And it's again over 65. So 4 throws over 65 metres. And a very fitting gold medalist for the Cuban. It's the first time a Cuban has won the gold in this event, after silver medals before. And congratulations all round. Yes, Cuba had, well, 2 bronze medals rather they'd won. Now for the first time they got a world discus title for women. Dania Caballero, 69 metres 28. Champion in Beijing. She's been around for a while, but suddenly improved really this year. And I think there was a certain amazement when she went over 70, but she's really confirmed that with a series of good competitions, topped by this one. Sandra Perkovic, silver, 67 metres 39.
But there was no doubting who won the women's discus, the best thrower in the world this year, and she lived up to her billing. Great to see Nadine Müller on the podium again after picking up the silver 4 years ago in Daegu. But Perkovic missing out on the top spot, the seemingly inconquerable Croatian having to play second fiddle to the Cuban.
Well, there was the final result of the discus. The gold going to Caballero of Cuba, 69.28. The silver to Perkovic of Croatia, 67.39. And the bronze to Müller of Germany, 65.53.